Right, yes, we're Manchester top team, Carl Prince. Yearly catch up.
Yeah, well, not even yearly, mate. I feel like it's every couple of months now.
It is
mate,
every
isn't
couple
it?
of
Yeah.
months. But is it? No, it's not the first one this year, actually.
Nah,
It's
come
not.
on.
Yeah,
We've
indeed.
been about.
Indeed, yeah. Well, you've been about.
You ain't doing so bad yourself, mate. Yeah? For a humble guy from Manchester, you know what I mean? You seem to be getting everywhere.
There we
And
go.
every time I see you, got a new camera, new rig. No messing about.
That's it. We're trying.
We grow
trying.
together, mate. Yeah.
Indeed, that's the one. That's the one. Obviously, it's probably nice you being home with the family, being in Manchester for once because you've been on the road. A lot of good performances and a lot of good wins, results in the last really like 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
How would you round up that last 6 weeks?
Yeah, I was just speaking to Lerone about it, actually, like 17 days away and things like that. And obviously the calendar's like picking up more so now in the middle of the year. May is a bit of a madness and that. But yeah, blessed, mate. Blessed to get to do what I do and blessed to come home as well. But how would I sum it up? Do you know what it is? When Ateba came like 3 years ago, I knew like what his athletic acumen was, but like in terms of his mental approach and the way that he approached that fight before, during, and after, and that's the leaps that I've seen him doing in the 2 weeks like after this now. Like in terms of his psychological confidence, he couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah.
I will confess, like a good fight for him, like a good opponent. No disrespect to Medina, but a good start to his UFC career, but really punctuated it. And now the matchmaker's really excited about him. Obviously, he can make a real impact in the middleweight division immediately and go on to achieve great things, I'm certain. So they see the same thing, and they're looking to try to get him out as soon as possible. He's ready to go. He's come back here infused, re-energized. Not that he ever took his foot off the gas, but I've just seen like an even bigger step forward in the mental and physical approach. So
nice.
Sky's the limit for that guy. 23 years old this week. So like now I have to deny the fact that he's 23 rather than 22. But no, he's right on schedule, mate, and I'm immensely proud of him. In terms of obviously the main event last weekend in Vegas. As advertised, really, like we love it when a plan comes together. And prior to the Ige fight, we worked on Lerone becoming like more defensively sound and really picked up the baton with that from there in, and then done a lot of good work with Paulinho as well. So thanks to Paulie for that and put it all together really on the night. And I think there was like I just had a bit of a feedback session with him, just been for a coffee, and like there was moments where he probably had him hurt a little bit, where he could have capitalised on. Obviously managing risk with someone that's always got like a unique and direct way to win. So I thought like in terms of fight IQ, in terms of fight management, it was amazing. But now we're going to push forward and look for those finishes. There's only a few guys ahead of him, and they're not going to be ahead of him for long. And when we like all the matches from 8 to 1 upwards, and even the ones behind. So ready for the next challenge that gets stepped up. Hopefully go out in July and push forward his ranking. A few big fights tonight for the landscape of the division, but ready for all comers.
Come on.
And listen, if you go away for 17 days and you come on with 2 victories and the biggest show that's out there, you've got to be happy. But the hard work's just begun. Come back myself, like re-energized, refocused, and we're not just happy to be where we're at. We didn't come this far to come this far. We want to go all the way to the top and stay at the top and create a legacy. So we're right on schedule for that, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves.
Come on, the trajectory is there massively, and it's interesting because obviously you're talking about how you've managed the training camps, you've made Lerone more defensively minded as well. But do you pay attention to things outside of the cage? Like I saw something on the internet saying that was a perfect opportunity for Lerone to call out some of the people ahead of him. There's obviously tonight there's some featherweight fights that are going to be interesting to that. Is that something you guys talk about as well, or is it just, hey, Lerone, be yourself, and
I wouldn't say it's something that we don't talk about, but like you alluded to, like Lerone and all my guys, they've got to be organically themselves, and sometimes it's like energy that you don't want to put out there. I'll be honest with you, for me, and I just spoke to him about this actually, it's the first time I've ever called out somebody when we called out Josh Emmett, and like 2 days before I was like, oh my God, like what, like we called somebody out, and you know what I mean? Like, you have these little like thoughts, is this where it's gonna like all hit? But obviously it proved differently. My feedback to him was this: we don't have to be authoritarian about it, but we have to stand like what I am understanding of this, the UFC and the people like that, they listen to the voices in the cage, and then the media amplifies it. So say if he was to call out one of the guys that I would suggest for him, I'm sure it would be spoken about loads more, and that's my feedback from him. You don't have to be anybody else, and we just recently spoke about this about an hour ago, but like to know what it is, have a little bit of a plan for yourself and tell everybody that plan. That just means that you're steadfast and with your resolve towards towards what you want. And yeah, that's something that hopefully we're going to work towards as well. And like I would ideally like the media talking about a fight already for him now that we've built up and done that. But okay, you can only do what you've done. But we're ready for everybody. Obviously, call out Ortega in the cage. Whether Ortega stays at featherweight or goes to lightweight, it's a great fight for Lerone. Do you know what I mean? And also, it's moving up the rankings. A lot of the other guys are kind of in schedule. Obviously, Evloev as well. We'd be happy to take that fight. I don't think he has a fight scheduled, but I think he's kind of waiting for the title. Arnold Allen injured. Then everybody else that's above you in the rankings is either going to lightweight or fighting this weekend. So I think back on Monday morning, I'll hopefully speak to Sean Shelby and we'll have a plan as where we're at. But ready for them all, mate, yeah. And whether it's 1 or 2 fights, ready to fight for that title and bring it back to Manchester.
Come on, love that. And again, May's going to be a busy period as well. The PFL card in Belfast is a tasty one. Got about three fights on there. But all of the fighters have got good matches. Obviously, apart from the McGrillen.
It's a good match.
Yeah, that's a good match. Philpott, he's been around. He's been around. I think he's been in Australia as well.
He lives in Australia right now, actually. I have a long-standing relationship with Philpott. He used to come train with us at All Powers and even got him a few fights in the Russian organisation in Australia. And from there, he stayed there. Wow. So he's been over there for quite some time now, training with like Josh Cullerbaugh. Obviously, we saw him in Josh's corner when Lerone fought Josh as well. So yeah, a long-standing relationship, a good relationship with him. A nice guy, but obviously competitiveness comes in now, doesn't it? So yeah, looking forward to that bout. It'll be a good opportunity to again for McGrillen to go into Lions Den against an R9 fighter and like get a mixed reception from the crowd and bathe in that. Really, that's what we love. We love to go to other people's territory and get booed and things like that. We revel in that. So yeah, I'm sure it'll bring out the best in McGrillen. He's already bringing out the best in himself now. We're maybe 3 weeks out. He's firing on all cylinders. I was just happy to get home and got those 3 guys fighting. Make sure I can spend some time with them. Got Abram Babley out the week before, and we've got a show in between that's got like maybe 50 guys fighting from the gym. So, and I think 10 of them are professionals. So it's Rolling Stone gathers moss, doesn't it? But I'm just making sure that nobody gets left behind. In terms of McGrillen's fight, obviously. In all honesty, it's a fight that I asked for McGrillen quite some time ago, and it didn't work out. And then it presented itself on this show. So yeah, look to go out there and do what McGrillen does really, and represent. And then Sammy-Jo Luxton with a long-awaited PFL debut, and against a tough out really. Jamrold, like very competent in the grappling and things like that. But like people might underestimate Sammy because she's not really been seen, and the people that she's fought are kind of not on her level. But she makes everybody look like she's not on her level. We have some pros coming and travel, some other female fighters, and like she's levels above. She really knows how to fight. Like when we had Dakota here, it was very similar. Like you can teach people how to fight, but some people just know how to fight and put it together and like win exchanges and always being at the forefront. She's so exciting, mate. I'm looking forward to putting together her best version of herself on May 10th and showing her how good she is. And last but not least, Big Mal, Malachi Edwards, a real talent. Like from the moment he walked into the gym, probably about 5 years ago, I was very aware of like where his trajectory was, and now his first forays into like the big show, and like such a unique talent, like different stature, different posture. Glad to see him again back at welterweight. He'll probably bob between the 2 divisions and things like that. But great opportunity, a great opponent really for him to show his skills again. So I fully expect us to go there with 3 guys and come back with 3 wins. I fully expect that, but we're working hard towards that. We're not complacent thinking, we're just going to go there and get 3 victories. We've got 3 live opponents in front of us, but I'll back those 3 guys against many people in the world.
Come on. You seem to have, because these are not, on paper, they don't look like easy fights. Obviously, you know what's going on behind closed doors. You know what's going on in the training. It seems that you have a very high expectation of the fighters that fight under you.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them in there if I didn't think like this is not a game of tennis, is it? I don't hit the ball to you and you hit it back to me. I wouldn't put them in there in these matches against people listen, I'm not ever once getting complacent or pouring scorn on the people that we're going against. I believe that the good fighters are on the PFL for a reason, but I just have true belief in our guys and what we're putting together and what they're putting together themselves, and with the help of Lerone and other senior figures on the mat, like what we're building towards and what we're drawing out there. And it doesn't like take any, like it doesn't have to be the best observer to know we've got a very our style is very palatable, and that's what the people want to watch. And those three guys definitely will be excellence of execution in that.
Come on. And then you mentioned obviously AB. AB's in the World Tournament for PFL. He's got a change in opponent, didn't he?
That's right.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Nascimento, he's obviously a UFC vet.
That's right.
He's fought the who's who of, in the heavyweight division. How does that matchup now look like for him? And have he changed anything going into this fight?
I love the matchup, love the draw, to be honest. Puya Rahman is someone that's actually close to our heart. When who originally AB was scheduled to go against, Ateba goes and trains with him in Dubai. So that's like kind of Ateba's off-site wrestling coach. So it was quite close to home, especially for Ateba. Knew that was a tough out. I fully expect that AB would put his game together against him. We'll love this fight with Nascimento. You've obviously seen like his ways to win and his ways to lose, and I'm sure that we can capitalize. AB is such a different athlete. Didn't get complacent in that last fight in camp, in a very close fight against a good fighter, but really made those little micro adjustments now and like finding his style a little bit. He's still only had 6 pro fights, so sometimes like especially with the McGrillen when he lost to Wesley Meyer, it was the best thing that ever happened to him. So we're of the business of flipping negatives into positives, and we're going to see like the best performance of Adrian Baba's career May 1st at Universal Studios, mate. Yeah, and I like some more buffalo chicken wings from the Troubles.
Come on, love that. I've taken a lot of your time, but just one more question. Manchester top team, Tenerife.
Yeah,
it's live. It's open. How did that come about? What's the plan for that? And how are you splitting your time with you and your rest of the coaches?
Yeah, in all honesty, I'd be very surprised if I have the time to go there personally. But we're going to send a coach out there. It's going to start in July, Tenerife top team, and just give people like a bit of a warm weather retreat. I'm sure that's going to offer opportunities to the local Canarians and other citizens, the people there. And then I'm sure there's going to be people that are a bit fed up with the Manchester weather in the winter, and maybe we'll spend a little bit more time then in like the quote unquote off season between like December and January, February, and things like that. But we'll open up with a full schedule from July. We'll have more announcements in that regard in the coming weeks. But like same as we built with Manchester top team, we started off with like a small facility, but we have like big visions and dreams of it becoming like almost like a Thailand of Europe, really. So we can build into like the expansion that we can do is like beyond like anyone's expectations. So we'll see how it all goes, but a great start. So now we have a gym here, a gym in Cameroon, a gym in Tenerife that's going to start, and everything like that. So the empire strikes back, I guess.
Indeed. Hey, myself and Soggy would love to go out there. So
come on, of course, mate. Why wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Yeah, please do, mate. If we'll speak about it off camera, but from July, it'd be great to get someone like yourselves out there and just publicising that side for us as well. So we appreciate any help in that regard. And even though it's called Tenerife Top Team and it's kind of designed by us, it's for everybody. And we'll be like, we will open up to like other gyms can go there for camps. We can help them out with accommodation. They can use the gym privately. They can utilise the classes. They can take their own fighters out there. We just want to offer people opportunities to go and get some warm weather training in altitude as well. Like we're just kind of mirroring what happened with Ricky and then Nigel, Ben and everybody like that. We're going over to Tenerife and making the most of that. And like it's not just for us. We want to raise the standards of MMA and the standards of living for MMA fighters. So if people want to get onto that, just drop in some inbox. Say, I want to go for 2 weeks. I want to take a full team. I want it to be a private thing. No problem. The gym's yours to use, and we'll make sure that you can get as much out of it as our guys can too, and it's open to everybody.
Come on, love that. Building the sport one step at a time.
Yeah, you only raise the standards by raising the standards, don't you? So we've got to keep everyone's standards raising around us, which everyone's doing a good job of. Like UK MMA, like obviously the London card might have been a little bump in the road, but UK MMA is on fire, mate. Yeah, so we're happy to be one of the gyms that are leading the charge, but I want to keep leading the charge, and everyone else should be up in their game too, which they are. So let's rise together and dominate the world, mate. Yeah, it's not just about us, but I love to rub shoulders with people from the local scene on the global stage, and like be known as like if you want to get better at MMA, you got to go to England. That's it.
Come on, Carl. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, mate.
Looking forward to seeing you in May.
Come on.
Decent.